Superheroes shouldn't be so muscular if they are indestructible. Muscles need to be damaged before they grow. It's impossible for Leap Day to be the first day that you can legally drink on. 100% win rate is much less impressive than 99.9%. I'm hesitant to spend $20 on a game I'll enjoy for hours, but will gladly spend $20 on a meal I'll enjoy for 30 men. It won't be long before people use the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s to describe the 2020s, the 2030s, and the 2040s. With the burning of fossil fuels, it's ironic one extinction might cause another. When two men walk past each other, if they know each other, they nod their heads up. If they don't, they nod their heads down. It must be real easy for people born in 2000 to remember what age they are. Thoughts are less likely to be unique the longer we exist. India is the only place that naturally has lions, tigers, and bears. We don't really care about homeless people unless they commit a crime, then we subsidize their food and housing. 98% of the things we see or read about on the news actually doesn't matter for our daily lives. If snails are so slow, why do they just randomly appear? Society always rewards preparedness except for murder. Life is the freest thing, yet we monetize it. Technically, every house is a homeless shelter. Kinda sad we can't use moose as horses. People who can afford paying higher interest rates are given lower interest rates than those who can't afford the higher interest rates. Your phone feels different to hold when it's dead. One's age is calculated by number of revolutions around the next largest solar body. That makes the sun 20. Any individual older than 20 is proportionally older than the sun. Hitting a bong is using all four elements at once. It's funny that the same people who are vocal about AI taking over jobs are also the people worried about underpopulation and the future economy when one thing solves the other. Your brain remembers you forgot something but forgets what that something is. It's not that expensive to get fat. Medicine tastes bad so that kids won't think of it as candy and eat the whole medicine. You know you're good at something when you can make up your own strategy. Someday an armed teacher will snap, and the NRA will want to arm the kids. It's possible you're in the background of someone else's photo in their family photo album. We are so privileged in the West that we shit and piss in a bowl of residential fresh water. Hangman is a pretty disturbing kid's game considering it's about a man getting executed if your diction isn't good enough. Your tongue is the only one-ended muscle in the human body. Asexually reproducing organisms found the duplication glitch. There is a very real chance that music labels will use AI to produce fake songs of deceased artists, pretending they recorded them before their death. There will be a generation of kids that won't know there used to be 9 planets. Millions of people wake up at the exact same second from using their cell phone as an alarm clock. Goku is very lucky that his opponents came to fight him in order from weakest to strongest. Youth is a paradox because you want to be healthy and make good habits and set up your career. But you also want to be hedonistic so you don't end up regretting being boring when you're older. There's no biological flying thing a human can ride. The rap genre has a large female following for how misogynistic it is. New York City. If you can make it there, you'll make it anywhere, as long as anywhere has every possible convenience imaginable within a kilometer. The fact we remelt all the gold for reuse proves that recycling is a cost issue. We clean everything with hot water except our own teeth. You never truly see how you physically look like from another human's perspective. In 50 years, old people will be much better at tech than young people, instead of the other way around. No matter what a person orders, a bag of McDonald's always smells the same. The coming years will be filled with people rationalizing personal relationships with AI avatars because they're provided the same or even better emotional support and companionship. Millennials are the generation that taught both their parents and their kids how to use computers. The lack of international agreement over the symbols used for decimal and thousand separators is mental. The Apple Vision Pro has seemingly disappeared after a week of being everywhere online. People don't fake depression, they fake being okay. It's crazy to think the Colosseum isn't even one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Vapes are still rarely seen in movies, only cigarettes. You don't realize how little you actually know about someone until you have to buy them a birthday present. To keep his identity secret, Batman is either driving the Batmobile uninsured or committing insurance fraud. We spend years accumulating possessions, but in the end, they all become someone else's clutter. Generation ships in sci-fi are totally dystopian. The 20 years between 2004-2024 seems a lot closer than 1984-2004 due to the internet and digitization. There's something that's completely normal for you, but actually very unusual for everyone else. Getting embalmed is the final spa day. Hell is way more inclusive than heaven. Garbage men help in more crimes by accident than on purpose. When we talk about facial hair, eyebrows and eyelashes are never included. Every year, the percentage of people born in your birth year decreases. A Dorito chip is worth more than a penny. It is more acceptable for men to walk around the house with only pants on than it is for women. On the other hand, it is more acceptable for women to walk around the house with only a shirt and underpants on than it is for men. Few things have lost their meaning as much as student driver stickers have. When you have done enough amateur porn, you're no longer doing amateur porn anymore. 2 eggs is almost always not enough food, while 3 eggs is almost always too much. Walking around your elementary school as an adult is fucking trippy. The pump you get from the gym is a preview of what you'll have in a month. $1,000 is to a millionaire what $1 million is to a billionaire. For every living person, there are only 15 dead people. In The Incredibles, the birthing process must have been pretty easy for Elastigirl. When people live on the moon and Mars, they might develop a new accent. Saying you're older than the first iPhone sounds older than saying you're 17, 18 years old. The hunter paradox may be a relic of when we were hunters and used to exhaust animals to hunt them. A single human body is made of 30 trillion cells, but you only need 2 to generate a new human being. You see black when you close both of your eyes, but when you close one eye, it sees nothing. It's ironic that the things many people do to look more attractive are the very things they remove before sex. It's difficult to grasp how famous porn stars are due to most people unwilling to publicly associate with them. Banana-flavored food shouldn't be yellow. Bananas are white. We don't eat the peel. The world is long overdue a standardized key for BIOS entry. Water is never truly yours, it's just your turn to drink it. Everyone thinks it's super gross to buy a used mattress, but sleeps easy on a hotel bed that has been used way more times. When a video is paused, it's a picture. When audio is paused, it's nothing. Normal cars never reach the max speed on their speedometers in their lifetime. You can't deflect an attack from a longsword with a lightsaber. For being in extremely high demand, it's strange porn is also free. When we put S in a comment, we are teaching AI how to be ironic. It's ironic that for a generation that is stereotypically unknown and ignored, all subsequent generations have been named, at least for a while, in reference to Generation X. Every leap year is also a presidential election year in the U.S. Animals born with disfiguration and illnesses have no way of knowing they aren't normal. They just think existence is pain. Your teeth is the only part of your body where bone is protruding from you. Most people are experts at tying shoelaces. Cats don't control us in the way we think. Dogs do, though. Farts and emotions have a lot in common. Drinking beer in bed is seen as degenerate, but drinking wine in bed essentially self-care. It's impossible to reach the expectation of perfection because we always look for even the smallest imperfections. With age, every sport becomes an extreme sport. Science is an attempt to reserve engineer nature. It's amazing how many M's we can press when trying to delete an error before realizing. Grogu from Mandalorian is French, judging by his passion for eating frogs. Stories with humanized animals are cute. Stories with animalized humans are terrifying. It must be hard to be blind and racist. It's hard to believe that Generation Z are actually adults in their early 20s, not teenagers. For all the talk of it being a common trope, there really aren't any popular stories about a knight going on an adventure to rescue a princess from a dragon. There must be gay couples named Adam and Steve. Everyone in the world knows a fact no one else knows. The cost of a college degree keeps going up, but the material taught in college classrooms is increasingly easy to find for free or cheap online. The fact that a gallon of liquid is able to propel a car more than a few hundred feet is insane. Policemen use locks in their police station lockers. You can openly carry any awkward object in public as long as you seem confused about it. There is no such thing as rental cars in the Cars universe. A healthy diet, exercise, and drinking plenty of water dramatically increases your chance of having a tragic death. Water has a higher oxygen content than air. The promise of eternal life isn't the selling point it used to be. 72 degrees in cold weather feels way different than 72 degrees in warm weather. We kidnap puppies from their mom so we can make them our friends. Sometimes thoughts just stay behind in the room we just left. Wireless charging actually limit your device's portability more than wired charging. A euphemism sounds perfectly fine, but not an euphemism. There is a button on your screen that says subscribe. If you touch it, it will turn into a subscribed.